Hello and welcome to Bears and Games, and I'm starting my look back at 2013 with what I would consider my favorite game of the year, or at least the one I put the most amount of time into, Spelunky. Now, I'm not entirely sure if Spelunky was by Mossmouth or by, what's it called, Blit Trip? No, that's not right. See, I think it's Mossmouth that actually designed the game, and the other one is the ones that made the Vita. Blitworks made the Vita and the PS3 port, but I'm not 100% sure. But I really love this game. I saw it being played and I thought I'd give it a shot. I didn't think I'd be as into it as I am because I'm not great at games like Super Meat Boy. Although I did really like 1001 Spikes, which I think might be the closest predecessor to this game. It has some elements of other games like Spelunker, which is reference to it, and it has graphics that remind me of Wonder Boy. The snake design particularly reminds me of old Wonder Boy and Gavelius, which had these very particular looking snakes that I really liked. One of the reasons I wanted to take a look at this game today was that its damsel style allows for alternate sexuality. Since you can play as male or female characters, you can also rescue women, men, or dogs, which becomes an important gameplay element, and it's just a cute embracing of saying, hey, not everyone wants to rescue girls. Maybe some people want to rescue humans or males, and some people want to rescue dogs. And the dogs are just cute. It's nothing creepy here. The other element is, yeah, there's kind of bearish guys in the game. There's Indian guy here. There's this guy that I always choose. He's kind of a cute mutton chopped guy. I mean, obviously I'm not finding any of these people sexually attractive. I'm not that weird. I might be a little weird. Okay, I'm pretty weird. But I'm not that weird. I have my standards. There's also, if you go on a little further, there's a Viking man who wears a thong. See, I don't normally choose him because I just kind of find it kind of creepy. But it's cute. So let's take a look at what Spelunky is. Spelunky is considered a roguelike in some ways because you can play the game over and over again with randomly generated levels, and your progressions reset every time you die. There are some elements that negate this. You can create tunnels to later levels, although your scores, if you use these tunnels, won't be taken into consideration on leaderboards, so I like to start from the beginning. It has very basic controls. You can pick up items, throw it. You can lay down bombs. You can see you have a supply of bombs on the top. You can buy more bombs or find bombs. I don't know if you've played Bomberman. There's some similarities there. And I think there's similarities to Spelunky and... there's another game, Dig Dug, I'm thinking of, where you did some bombing like this. So it's sort of a puzzle game. They're randomly generated, but there's also very specific level design components that you'll recognize each time you play. It's also one-hit kills on spikes. Some enemies will kill you instantly. And it's very, very easy to die. This game is very hard. But that's okay. Because every time you die, you learn something new. You don't bring anything with you, but you can figure out, oh, I shouldn't handle those enemies that way. I shouldn't stand under spiders because they're going to drop me. I should always be careful of skeletons because they're going to come to life and try to kill me. I hate these spiders. I really do. The bats I'm okay with. It's the spiders that really annoy me. I'm okay with spiders. There's one in my bathroom right now and I haven't killed it. So, 2013. Well, let's look back at that. I think that the amount of gay characters in games and gay options in games has, from when I started doing the podcast in 2008, 2009, has really exploded. Like, we don't have crap like GTA 4's gay characters anymore. We don't have super queeny guys in enchanted arms. There's occasional elements like that, but I think things have gotten a lot better for representation of gays in games. I mean, like, look at this. You wouldn't have seen this 5 years ago where you had an option to be gay. I think the only kind of games that were doing that maybe The Sims, which really is a groundbreaking game if you think about it. Oh yeah, this thing I'm picking up here is something worth... There's stores in the game and you get $10,000 for bringing this to the end of the level. Unfortunately, you can't bring this and a damsel to the end of the level, so you have to sort of choose which you want or do what I do and kind of get halfway and catch up by throwing. Oh, it's also very easy to... The damsels can be used as weapons, which is funny. I call this a dudesel, and there's also the dogsel. There's some really nasty traps. Those arrow traps are pretty bad. You have ropes. Once again, limited supply. It's pretty easy to get ropes. I value bombs much higher than ropes. So I've never finished this game. Shotguns are super important because I was saying before there's ways to leap to later levels. And if you want to finish the game, you kind of need to do that. The tunnel man will sometimes require a shotgun, which is always the worst because trying to bring a shotgun from... They're kind of hard to find in the first place. And trying to bring one to the end of the second set of levels is a feat in and of itself. Although shotguns are really useful. So I'm just going to take that to the end. There's a lot of gold there, but there's also an arrow trap that would have been pretty hard to get past. I think you can throw stuff in front of the arrow traps to trigger them, but sometimes that can go real wrong. But I don't know exactly why this game is my favorite of the year. I think part of it's the music, although it gets in my head and won't get out sometimes. But I love that it's kind of emulating the FM sound chip of the Sega Genesis, because Sega Genesis doesn't get a lot of love for its music, and there's some Genesis games with amazing soundtracks. Yeah, those boxes. Keep an eye out for those boxes. So here's a thing. Do you want to take the shot? This guy is right by the beginning of the level, so it'll take you about a minute and a half to get from where he is to the end of the level, unless you're very, very good. So you have to figure out, do I want to lose the shotgun, bring that guy to the end, or not? I hate that sticky glue. I hate it. I find it makes the game's bomb mechanics much harder to control, although they do stick to wherever you put them. Yeah, so other things I've noticed this year are smaller, lower-priced games aimed at players in their 20s and 30s. Like, people who loved the Genesis, like I did, now have games that are, like, better versions of Genesis games, sort of the way you wish Genesis games had been made back then. There I got a manslave. This won't end well. I'm not playing this live, by the way. There's less Dude Bro games. I think because they ended up losing money on, the last couple of Army of Twos, that they've stopped making them. Anyway, that's Spelunky, and that's me kind of dying. And I can't afford the new consoles till the end of 2014, so I'll be building a game PC. See you soon.